All right, welcome everybody. Glad you're here, and we try to do this once a month. We do love to have guests come and learn about the power of the patch. So we're glad you're here. Sherry, looks like you're the only guest right now, and you had the pleasure of talking to Christine, getting to know her a little bit. But she is our fearless leader, and she is amazing. She helps us out so much. And you will love her testimony. She has a powerful testimony along with some other people here. So just make sure that you are muted. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments in the chat box down below, and we can answer that at the end. And I think that is it. But we are looking forward to hearing what Christy has to say about these patches.
Well, wonderful. Thank you, Debbie. And it's such an honor and privilege to be on this journey with you and to call you a friend. It's been so much fun. And you've introduced so many amazing people. You have such a beautiful team all over the United States. And I think you might be global too. I think you're in other countries as well, which is super exciting. So we're definitely making a huge difference with this beautiful team. We're called Team Freedom. And I've been with the company for a little over 2.5 years. I can't believe it already, but time is going by so fast. And I learned this technology because I hurt my foot and got off the couch wrong. It got bruised and swollen. And I guess that's what happens when you get in your 50s. And so I wasn't able to walk on it properly, and I wasn't able to go to the gym like I like to for at least 2 weeks. And so a friend of mine shared with me about this technology because he hurt his shoulder and his back, and he was actually going to have shoulder surgery in the near future. And it's because, have you ever noticed, like when you get older, start your 40s, 50s, 60s, things that you did when you were younger, like those sports that you did, extreme sports, they start to catch up with you. All those, injuries or those wear and tear on your joints, it catches up with you when you're later. And that's what was happening to my friend. And then he got in a car accident too. So it really accelerated his shoulder and back. So he started using the technology because his friend shared it. So that's what I love about this company, is that this is a product that works, and it works very well for almost everybody. There's a very small percentage that this doesn't work with, usually when they're on extreme pain medication. Otherwise, it works for everyone. We're activating everyone's stem cells as long as you use it properly. And so, and it just happens organically. So I put the patch directly on my foot. So this is what it looks like. It's like a little sticker, and it looks like a Band-Aid. And I put it directly on my point of pain. And within 2.5 hours, my foot, I was able to walk on it. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? Is this a woo-woo or one of those placebo things? Is this for real? And I did some deep diving, and I learned about the company. I learned about the CEO. He's also the founder and the scientist. So he's 3 in 1. And I heard the testimonies, and I saw that there was patents. I saw that there was third-party double-blind clinical trials. And I thought, my gosh, and you could probably think this as well. You probably know people that want optimal health or holistic ways of prevention. You probably know people that need healing, and that healing might be mentally or physically. And I'm sure you know people that would love age reversal. And honestly, it doesn't matter what age, because I am noticing, right, Martha? I am noticing young people taking care of themselves much, much earlier than I did. I started taking care of myself and really paying attention when I was in my 40s. Well, there are young people now in their 20s that are really paying attention to their health, and they're paying attention to their appearance and doing a lot of prevention. So this product is really for everybody. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to start sharing this with people. And I love helping people. So it just started happening organically. Honestly, I was not looking for another company to start. I was with another network marketing company prior. I've been in the industry for 17 years. I love it. It's just a unique way of helping a lot of people. And it just started happening. And I was like, well, here we go. So, and I started noticing amazing things happening with me, like sleep, energy, focus, stamina, my gym workouts. I love my gym workouts and my recovery. This was just in the beginning stages, vivid dreams. So I'm getting in that deep REM sleep, and I'm just feeling a sense of renewal. And then 4 months later, my son got in a horrible motorcycle accident. And if you bear with me, I'm going to pull this up. I didn't do it prior, so bear with me real quick. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, slideshow. Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. Okay, can you see this? Can you see this okay? Thumbs up, Debbie. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is my son. He was in a horrible motorcycle accident, and he driving down the street, fully geared, wasn't his fault, but he got cut off and he got thrown 50 feet. And the helmet damaged his artery. It also caused him to have several strokes, traumatic brain injury, and a brain bleed. He also shattered his kneecap, tore every tendon and ligament in his knee. If you've ever hurt your knee before, I can't imagine the excruciating pain this boy went through. Shattered his wrist. The doctor said it was like dust. 5 broken ribs, collapsed lungs, bruised liver, and he had COVID going in. This is the COVID ICU unit, and he also got MRSA and pneumonia in there. So to say that my son was in bad shape is an understatement. There are 4 things that could have taken him out of here, but God thankfully had a different plan for him. So when we got that phone call, they said, you need to come home. We were out of town. You need to come home. We don't think your son is going to make it. He was in a coma. And this is what I saw when I got there. A day later, they didn't let me see him for a day because of COVID, which is horrible. I immediately got my prayer warriors out there. And then I thought, okay, I need to get these patches on him. So I asked the doctor. I actually only had a brochure that I could give the nurse because I never got to see the doctor, and asked if they would give it to the doctor and see if I could put these patches on him, because I believed that these patches and prayer was going to help save my son's life. So the doctor said yes, thankfully, because somebody had enough courage to share with Andrew's doctor 2 years prior, because her daughter needed this technology to save her daughter's life. So she knew nothing was going to enter the bloodstream and nothing was going to interfere with all the medication and everything he was hooked up to. So we started patching and we prayed. And Andrew was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. When he woke up, the left side of his face was droopy, and his left side of his body, he couldn't move it. He couldn't even squeeze my fingers. And, but I kept standing on, my son is going to be healed, healthy, and whole. And I firmly believed in that. And so slowly but surely, his face became normal. He started moving his left side, and things started happening. He started getting, he got out of the hospital, he got out of the COVID ICU, got out of the hospital within 2 months. With 3 months, he was living on his own, which is a miracle in itself. 4 months, he actually had drop foot and neuropathy, really, really bad. And he was going to have to wear a brace on his foot for the rest of his life. But at month 4, Andrew got rid of that with a lot of hard work and patching and praying. And then month 5, he went to this major concert for 2 days, 8-hour day. And there's lights and music. And for somebody with a traumatic brain injury and strokes, you would think that that would be impossible to do. And, but I couldn't stop him. The doctors couldn't stop him. He's very resilient. And he went and had the time of his life. And he was even dancing, even though he had shattered his knee and tore every tendon and ligament in his knee. And at that point in time, he had 2 surgeries on his knee, and he was dancing and having a blast. Month 6, he was living, or we already said he was living on his own, but he was working, he was driving, he was thriving, never got addicted to pain medication, and he never went through a depression, which can happen a lot of times when people go through a life-changing experience, especially that young. And so to say that I'm grateful for this technology is an understatement. And then a 1.5 years later, his primary doctor, that's the only one he sees now, and the doctor said, Andrew, I've been a doctor for decades, and I've never seen anybody live through what you've been through. You're seriously a miracle. and let alone thriving as well as you are. Because when you see Andrew, this is 11 months difference, this picture, but it's been over 2 years now. And when you see Andrew, you wouldn't even know he was in an accident and had this near-death experience unless you knew him and knew his story. And he said, "Do you think it's your mom's patches?" And Andrew smiled and said, "Yes, I do." And we credit God, first of all. And we also believe that God gives us tools to help heal the body. And so the doctors were incredible, the patches, and in the power of prayer. So we're eternally grateful, and I will be sharing this for the rest of my life. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so we're going to talk about the products, the science. The only thing I'm going to say about the business is if you're the kind of person that likes to use products and you'd like to earn an income, whether it's to pay for your patches or to pay for your car payment or house note or travel the world, whatever it is, the sky's the limit. And I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity because I was able to build a business organically by my son's side for 6 continuous months. And so I never had to worry about paying bills and actually I got out of debt too, which was amazing. So I love the opportunity as well. We talked a little bit about David. David Schmidt is the mastermind behind all of this. And he literally created this technology for the elite Navy SEALs over 20 years ago. And he created our energy patches so that the Navy SEALs would have energy without stimulants, because sometimes they had to be up for days at a time. And everything was great. They loved it. He also created a patch called LifeWave. That's our rapid pain relief patch. And so they were using those 2 patches and loved them. But then 9/11 happened and the government was focused on other things, rightfully so. And so he lost that contract. And then through networking, David found a way to take this product to market. And that's when LifeWave was born. And it was born 20 years ago. We're going to celebrate our 20th anniversary in the fall. And we're so grateful that he decided to do network marketing because it's given a lot of us just so much joy and purpose to be able to use this technology ourselves, but then help people, our loved ones and people that we meet along the way. It's really fun hearing all these incredible stories, and you'll hear some today. And we're now the fastest growing company in the world, which is very exciting. All that means is that we're helping a lot of people and a lot of pets have a better quality of life. That's right, pets. And our mission is to impact 1 billion homes, and we're well on our way with that. So LifeWave is both a brand and it's a technology. And we're known as a patch company up until this year. Now we're going to be known as more of a technology company because David truly does have some technology that is going to be launched in the very near future, hopefully in the fall. He has some great things that already have patents, already have the clinical trials, and they're going to work well with our X39 patch. So this is X39. This is a sleeve, which is a month's supply. And I believe that this is going to be a worldwide household name. So I told you that I started 2.5 years ago. We were about 45 million in sales. Literally, when I told people about this patch, nobody heard about it. Now, when I talk about the patches, there's a small percentage now, and it's getting larger, that know about this technology, or they'll say, yeah, I'm already using it. And I'm like, well, I am so grateful that you found us, because I believe everybody should be activating their own stem cells, especially with the way the world is going with our food and our technology and the water that we're drinking, the air that we're breathing. There's just so many things that it's doing to our body, especially inflammation, and inflammation causes diseases, and we have a better way. So LifeWave is so unique, it's innovative, and it's using a cutting edge technology that you're never going to see anywhere else. There are people out there and companies out there that are trying to copy us, but trust me, they do not have David. He is definitely a unique human being, and he has lots of great things coming in store. So a lot of times people ask me, well, if this doesn't enter the bloodstream and there's nothing in it that is a chemical or a drug, how is this working? If this is non-transdermal, how does it work? Well, we're using phototherapy, which is really infrared light and heat from our body. So kind of like when you wear those nighttime goggles, you can see the light images from our body. Our body emits heat from it 3 to 6 inches. And so you can see that with those night goggles. And so that's what's happening. Low levels of light and heat are coming from our body, and they are activating the organic crystals that are in the patches. It's called photobiomodulation, meaning that we're using light and energy from our own body to create change. And our body is very intelligent as long as we're giving it the right tools to help heal itself. And each patch has a specific frequency. We have 11 different patches total, and each patch is going to be designed to do different things. So it's going to work like acupuncture. So every sleeve, so again, this is a sleeve, this is a 30-day supply. Every sleeve comes with a brochure, and on the back of the brochure, it's going to tell you how to use the patches. So remember when I told you I put X39 directly on my point of pain? You can do that. It's still going to work systemically throughout your whole body. But the clinical trials were the back of the neck and below the belly button. And you're going to wear it for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, because we're going to activate our own stem cells for 12 hours, and then we're going to let them rest. We're going to let our body rest for 12 hours. It's equally as important. Some people think that more is better, and that's not the case. I thought that in the beginning. I thought, well, gosh, if I wear it for a week at a time and put a bunch of them on, is that going to be better? No, wear one patch, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, to let it do its job. And we have well over 100 third-party double-blind clinical trials. There's absolutely no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants in our patches. And LifeWave, we have a small manufacturing facility in the United States. However, our largest manufacturing facility is in Ireland so that they can keep up with the production. I heard that we have over 2 billion patches so that we will never go on back order. David has 2 commitments to us, and one of them is that he's never, ever going to go on back order, which we're very grateful for, because once you get on this technology, you will not want to go a day without it. So this is a fact, and it's kind of a sad fact that I had no idea about, but the less stem cell activity you have, the slower you heal and the faster you age. I'm going to say that again, the slower you heal and the faster you age. That's why when we get older, you know, a lot of people say, gosh, it sucks to get old. You know, I don't have the energy. I don't have the stamina. When I cut myself, I don't heal quickly. When I burn myself, if I have to have surgery, I'm just not going to heal quickly. As a matter of fact, when you get in up to certain ages, they won't even do surgery on you because they know that you're not going to heal properly or quickly, and it might be more detrimental to you. So that is because we are lacking stem cells, okay? That causes us to age when we don't have enough stem cells. And so when we're born, we have 100% of our stem cells. This is good news, but middle age really is 35 because you have half of your stem cells left, which is sad. And then it just drastically goes down, down, down. When you're 60, 10% left. But the good news is that this patch can help you age backwards and activate your own dormant stem cells that went to bed years ago and bring you back to a youthful state. Okay, so if you're over 60, we have some hope for you. All right, so what are stem cells anyway? So stem cells are neutral cells. Every cell in your body starts as a stem cell. That's why when we're born, we have 100% stem cells. And stem cells can become any kind of cell that the body needs, and the patches will provide the signal. So for example, when you wear this technology, you might be looking for your back pain to go away. Well, it might go away pretty quickly, but it might be working on something else that's going on in your body. Like maybe you've been taking a lot of prescriptions, or maybe you've been popping a lot of Advil because of the pain for many years, and your liver is kind of shot. So the role of a stem cell, it's going to go where the body needs it most. Kind of look at it as a scanner, and it's going to scan to see where your body needs it most. So we always ask people, give the patches time. You're going to, 70% will feel something in 30 days. The other 30% need to give it at least 6 months, okay? You might need to give it even more time, just depending on your body. Does it mean that the patches aren't working? No, they're working within 24 hours. We actually have the fastest patent because David could prove that in 24 hours, it is activating our own stem cells. But what it's going to do for your body would be different than what it's going to do for my body. Okay. And it's going to work on what your body needs the most first, and then it will get to what you're looking for. So stick with it for sure. And X39 is the world first and only stem cell therapy. We talked about this. We're going to activate during the day and we're going to rest at night. We're going to hydrate. We're going to drink good water with electrolytes. And we're going to, if you want, you can also put Celtic sea salt under your tongue in the morning just to help your body absorb the water that you're drinking. Because a lot of times we could be drinking a lot of water, but we're not absorbing it into the cells. So that Celtic sea salt will help with that. And you can get that on Amazon, or I'm sure you could get it at Sprouts. So what are the little organic crystals that are in here? So David figured out through these organic crystals made of salt, sugars, waters, other amino acids, and it's not your table salt or your table sugar. And this is actually nanotechnology. If you cut this in half, you can't see the little organic crystals. It's to the naked eye. And so it's activating a copper peptide in your body. It's called GHKCU. And if you do nothing after this, Google GHKCU, because you're going to be very excited, is the holy mother grail of age reversal. And David is the only one that's figured out how to activate this copper peptide in our body by wearing the stem cell patch, which is super exciting. It's affordable, it's ethical, and it requires no injections. My son had 10 surgeries total, which, by the way, his scars, he doesn't use the patches religiously every day now, but when he does wear them, like his scars are getting better. He has a trach that actually closed in one day, a trach scar. And his scar on his throat is getting better and better every time I see him. And he had this really, really bad scar on his hand from a burn, I think, from when he fell. He had gloves on, but it just somehow it got burnt. And that scar was very ugly to the point where he wanted to have surgery, and it is flush to the skin and you can barely see it now unless you're really looking. So he's happy about that. So here's a few things that stem cell activation can do. There's a whole laundry list, but this is a few things. So number one is going to be inflammation and pain. There are so many people that suffer from inflammation and pain. So we can help with that, especially arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and other kinds of arthritis. Wound healing and skin remodeling. So any old and new scars, we tell people take pictures, take before pictures of wrinkles, of hair loss, of scars, because it will improve. Varicose veins, take pictures of it. Over time, those things will improve. And I've seen incredible things happen with wound healing and burns, especially even third-degree burns look amazing. Energy, vitality at the cellular level, gotta love that. No jitters. I don't drink coffee anymore. I don't need it. One of my friends told me that they took a nap today, and I was like, gosh, I miss taking naps, right? But I can't take a nap if you paid me because I don't need it. Like I would lay there and I'm just awake. I'm not tired, especially around 2 or 3 o'clock, which I used to be. So I love that. And restorative sleep. So when my head hits the pillow, I'm asleep. I have vivid dreams, like I said before, and I'm up before my alarm. And a lot of times I'm up before my puppy's even up. And again, just enough energy throughout the whole day. Sports performance, especially if you're over 50, you're going to get those results like you did when you were younger, which is great when you're putting in that effort. Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, doesn't matter. You're going to do really well with this technology. And even if you, I've heard people that are like, gosh, I painted my whole house, or I was out gardening and doing, weeds and everything, and I wasn't sore the next day. That's what's going to happen. You're going to use parts of your body and you're not going to be sore the next day because it's going to help with that recovery and also your endurance when you're at the gym. Cognitive and brain function and brain fog. This is super huge, especially, we're not going to say we're curing anything, but if you have Alzheimer's, dementia in your family, maybe there's people that have COVID, long haulers, COVID with the brain fog. Even as you age, we get brain fog, right? You go into a room, you're like, what the heck did I come in here for? if I have that happen, I'm not kidding, I will recall it within less than a minute. Usually within seconds, I can recall what I came in the room for, which Christy beforehand, not so much. My nickname used to be called short term because I would always forget things. And, my husband would be like, you don't even remember what you had for breakfast. I'm like, yes, I do. So improves vascular health and reduces blood pressure. This is amazing. Through doctors' supervision, we have helped people get off of medications, especially cholesterol medication and blood pressure medication, which is great because anytime we can get people off of medication, that's going to save you at least 7 years off of your life, which is good news. And then here's this age reversal that we, oh, by the way, we did a third-party clinical trial on the heart. And when you wear X39, this little tiny patch for 6 months, so give me 6 months, so we can at least age your heart backwards 8 years. 8 years by wearing this for 6 months. That's clinically proven. That's amazing. If that's the only reason why we wear this patch, that's enough for me, because there's so many people that I personally know that have had heart attacks and haven't made it, or they're here and, with some harmful side effects from that. So age reversal of more than 4,000 of your gene expressions to a younger state. This is exciting. So I had no idea how many gene expressions we have. I know David's goal is to get us to 100%, but this is 1/3 of our gene expressions to a younger state. So for example, I go to a naturopath. I get my blood work done often. My naturopath doctor said that my organs, I'm going to be 54 this year. The doctor said my organs are like a teenager, which that's incredible. I'll take that all day long, right? And our CEO, he is 61 now, and his telomeres, which is like your lifespan, the ends of your DNA, the longer they are, the longer your life. And as we age, they get shorter and shorter, and then we die. His telomeres are like a 32-year-old. So anything David's doing, I want to be a part of, because he's definitely aging backwards. Now, here's some pictures. We say that pictures are worth 1,000 words. So shoulder surgery. How many people do you know that have shoulder surgery? We've helped so many people prevent shoulder surgery and also heal if they do have to have surgery. So this is 2 weeks later. Look at how quickly she healed from that. And then this young gentleman, his parents are patch partners, and he was in a horrible automobile accident. And see how green his hand is? They were going to actually amputate his hand. But the parents said, please just sew him back. This wound went all the way through, by the way. They said, please sew him back as much, as best as you can. And we're going to put patches on. And I'm sure they prayed too. And look at this. After 63 days, no pain medication, you can hardly see a scar on his hand. That's amazing. That is a miracle. And then remember, the older we are, the slower we heal. This gentleman is almost 80 years old. This is my friend's husband. Knee surgery. He started patching before, during, and after. 5 weeks later, post-surgery, look at how amazing his scar looks, and he has full function in his knee, which is very difficult. My mom, before the patches, had knee replacement. It took her months to have full mobility with her knee. Okay, this is a young gentleman, snowboarding accident. He was actually going to go to a job interview within this time frame. And so his parents patched him, and they thought he was going to have some temporary or some permanent scars on his face. But 5 days later, look at that. He has just a little scar, a little scab above his lip, and that's it. So it looks amazing. Remember, he's young too, so he has those stem cells, so that just helps activate and repair quicker. Now, this other gentleman, closer to 80, he tripped and fell, hit his face on a counter. And look at the bumps, bruises, and scrapes on him. Also look at the wrinkles and look at the jawline, the inflammation. This after picture looks like his younger brother. I mean, he just looks so much younger, no scrapes, no bruises. They're all gone. And look at the wrinkles that are going away and the inflammation around the jawline. That's incredible. I love that picture. Now, we always say when you start to see outward appearance that all is well on the inside. So look at this beautiful lady here. She had 9/11s or 111s, 9/11. She had 111s on her forehead. And look at the deep wrinkles and just the overall brightness, and especially in the eyes. You can really see it in people's eyes as well. She just looks so much younger, only 4 months of using the patches. So remember that we want to give it a month for every decade that we are. So I'm assuming she's probably in her 60s or 70s. So after 4 months, look at the results she has. Now, this young lady has acne scars. How many people do you know with acne scars? And that can cause a lot of self-esteem issues. And this young lady, after 3 weeks, remember she has stem cells, she's young, but these patches really elevated her healing process on her face. She looks absolutely beautiful after 3 weeks. Now, this is our first lady that patched with David. And so she's been on them for, let's see, we launched in 2019, so 5 years. So she was 93 in this first picture and 97 in this second picture. So she aged 4 years, but look at the difference in her face, in her eyes. Also, she was sick on the picture on the left. She is not sick in the picture on the right. And she just looks absolutely gorgeous. She looks so much healthier. Now, age reversal, another age reversal thing. And it's happening a little bit for me, but I'm waiting for it to happen a whole lot more. But look at the difference in the hair color here. She also lost some weight as well, which can be a benefit that can happen for people, not all, but for some people. But look at the difference in her hair color. This is her natural hair color in the second picture, which is amazing. Okay, this is my friend Carrie. She is a brand partner with us. She went hiking and tripped over or twisted her ankle over a stone. And this is day 1. And then look at day 8. This is day 8. Look at the difference. That is unbelievable. And I know within the month she was in Cancun and doing pickleball. That was her goal, was I got to heal. I don't have time for surgery. I have a trip to Cancun playing pickleball tournament. And that was her goal. So 8 days and I think I saw her, we did a vendor event 2 weeks after this happened, and we were on our feet the whole day. She had no problems. Now you're going to see a lot of athletes using this. As a matter of fact, our energy enhancer patches, the Olympics were using them, and a lot of them were breaking their own personal best record, like Michael Phelps. You guys may know who that is. And to the point where they had to get drug tested because they thought they were cheating by using stimulants or something illegal. But there's nothing, again, entered in the bloodstream, so they were okay to wear the energy patches. So when you're watching TV, now that you know about this, you might be seeing this around on other people that you know and athletes that you see on TV. I told you earlier that we're helping a lot of people and pets, and this is one thing that I absolutely love. So you can patch yourself for 12 hours, and then you take that same patch the next day, you're going to put it on your dog or your cat's collar in the morning, and you can use tape. It's going to go through 7 layers of clothing. It will go through fur, it'll go through collars, it'll go through tape, no problem. I could not put it on the top of my dog's head. It wouldn't last there. Dogs are very in tune to their body, and they can detect this technology very, very quickly. And so I just tape it on the inside of my dog's collar. You can see horses wear it, dogs wear it. I patched a bird that had an injured wing. I've seen people patch lizards. They've patched a whole lot of different things. But this cat here on the left, she was going to have to get her leg amputated, but they put the patches. See how they put it on the actual cast? It can go through the cast, and they saved that cat's leg, which is exciting. And I prevented lots of animals from getting put down, and better quality of life, and also prevented surgeries for them as well, which is saving I was going to say the parents, but the puppy parents, a lot of money. Just a few tips when using the patches. You do want to wear them 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Again, be consistent. You wear a new patch every single day. I tell people, put it by your toothbrush, put it on when you brush your teeth, take it off when you brush your teeth at night. Give it time. Again, give me at least 6 months so we can age your heart backwards 8 years, and so much more. Drink lots of good water, preferably with electrolytes, and you can wear it on the point of pain, or as shown here. That will be in your brochure. And that is all I have for you. So now I would like to, let me get out of this here real quick. Hold on. There we go. Technology is not my favorite, just so you know. Okay, so I would love for a few of my friends to share their story. Debbie Reed, are you able to share your patch story with us?
Hey, yeah, I don't know if you can see me now. I'm in my car.
Okay.
Sorry.
I can see you. I can see you.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I, similar to you, had I have a form of neuropathy in my feet that's hereditary called Morton's neuroma. And it's been years of trying to figure out shots and boots, and I've done PRP therapy and different types of injections, things like that. And I actually went over to Debbie Steele's house one day in a boot, and I had seen these patches that she had been posting on Facebook. And she said, you know, what do you have to lose? And patched me up. And I'm super sensitive to things. So I noticed a difference within like 20-30 minutes. I leaned over to my friend and I'm like, oh my gosh, these things actually work. First night I slept through the night because I don't know, the form of neuropathy I have, it almost felt like a burning frostbite type of feeling at night, and it would keep me up. And so that night was the first night I slept through the night, never wore my boot again, continued to hike and all of that. So yeah, trying is believing for sure. So I know not everybody is like a one patch wonder. I was, my dad uses them, and it took him about 3 months, but he had some heart issues and is doing amazing, and was even able to wear his patches into surgery because, like you said, for your son, you know, there's nothing going into your body. So I'm so grateful for them. I'm grateful my foot hurt so that my dad could be using the patches and doing really well.
Yeah, and your dad is recovering so quickly, and his scar looks really good.
Yeah, I heard he lifted his shirt up in a meeting.
He did. It was so cute. He's like,
know.
I was like, that's amazing.
So cute. But yeah, he did. He got out of ICU a day early, got out of the hospital a day early, and all the doctors are like, keep doing it because they're definitely, yeah. So him and my mom, Peggy, they're like firm believers now, and yeah, they're doing really good. So I'm super grateful.
Yeah, well, I am grateful too. Thank goodness we hurt our foots, right, Debbie?
Right? Yeah, 100%.
The ripple effect of a hurt foot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing Sherry with us. Jose,
yeah.
would you like to share, Jose?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I didn't think you were going to see me out here, so.
You know, I'm going to call you out.
Always.
So
always.
we were just sharing, where are our gentlemen at? So you're it.
I'm here. All right. Well, my name's Jose Martinez. I'm a Army veteran and stuff. When I was introduced to the patches, it was by a Marine friend of mine that's also in the business. He was trying to get me to use them because he knew that I was having problems with my feet. Because when I was in the military, we used to run in our combat boots. So I guess it's a feet thing and stuff and everything here with the business or something out here. So my feet were starting to hurt really, really bad on here. When I applied for VA disability, that was one of my disabilities that I had applied for on there. And we used to run 5-10 miles in our combat boots on there. And it took a toll on my feet on there. So he was telling me, hey, try these, these will work for you and stuff. And the other challenge that I had was also with sleeping. I had a hard time sleeping, and from the military. And so the patches, I started using them. At first I was like, no, I'm not going to try those things. I did it for about a year and stuff, which I recommend nobody do that and stuff. If you're going through some stuff, start doing it right away. Just like Debbie said, you have nothing to lose but a lot to gain and stuff. And so once I started using them, I started feeling the whole difference in my feet and stuff. Was it right away? No. It took me, a couple of weeks. I think it was probably about 4 or 5 weeks before I started really feeling the effects of it. I mean, I had gone to Good Feet. I had tried different kinds of insoles, tried all kinds of things and stuff, and it just was not helping. I mean, it would help for like maybe 1 or 2 days, but then after that, I was back to where I was down there. So now I'm able to go ahead and walk for long periods of time. I'm able to go ahead and stand for long periods of time. I'm sleeping a whole lot better on there. We used one of the patches on my daughter. We went to last year. We went to on a trip to Virginia and to Connecticut. It was the first time that she had flown in many, many years since she was a little kid. She was excited about it, but on our way from Phoenix to Dallas, she ended up getting a panic attack on a plane on there. I thought we were going to have to go ahead and rent a car and go back home. And she was a teenager. So she was like, I don't need to put on those patches and stuff. And I was like, well, if we want to make it to Virginia and make it to Connecticut, then you might as well try them. If not, then we're going to have to rent a car and go back home because we weren't going to be able to fly back. So we went ahead and we put them on her. And before we even landed, she was laughing, joking around, and she was good to go. We were able to finish off our flight there. So we patched her up before we went to Connecticut, and we patched her up before we came back to Arizona and stuff. So it's helped a lot of people. What I would say is give it a shot. 1 month for every decade, use them, and you'll see the results. That's it for now.
Wonderful. Thank you. Now you used Eon on her, correct?
I did. I used
Okay.
the Eon patch on her. Yes.
Yeah. So Eon is for stress and inflammation. It's also our #1 kids patch, our #2 best-selling patch. If you have focus issues, ADD, ADHD, anybody's special needs, autism, such a good patch. A lot of chronic illnesses, arthritis, such a good patch to partner with X39. And I love that helped your daughter and that you thought to put these on your daughter. And I put the patches on my dogs when we go in the car because my dogs get car sick and they drool a lot. And when I put the patches on them, I put X39 and Eon, a used one. I don't put a new one on. And we have no problems in the car, which is great. I'm grateful for that because we like to travel with them in the car. So, and I know people, if they take their dogs to the vet or to the groomers, they put them on, or during 4th of July, when there's loud fireworks, the dogs get so anxious with that. So it can help a lot with anxiety. So they've helped my daughter. She's 22. She wears X39 and Eon. And she used to have severe panic attacks. So they've helped her tremendously. Very grateful. So I'm glad she's doing good. She looked beautiful at her prom dress.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, she was. I gotta keep her locked up in the house and stuff and everything. Can't let her out there.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Keep her in. Okay, Linda, one last one. Thank you, Jose. Let's do Linda, and then we'll take questions. This is on the fly. I'm putting these guys on the fly here. They're pros. All right, Linda. Look at, she's in San Francisco.
Well, my story is one of being very grateful for a dear friend because I wasn't looking for a patch. I had no idea about this company. I was trying to help another friend that was very sick. And I have osteoarthritis, and it was really bad 2 years ago. I was at a 9.5 in pain. I just ignore pain, I just used to it. But I knew within 30 days that it was working. And in 3 months, my pain level went from 9.5 down to 0. It really did. I was just shocked that it did that. And I just made sure, now if this doesn't work, I get my money back, right? And they said, oh, yes, ma'am, you do. And I said, well, that works for me. And I tried it and it worked. I tell everyone this is a blessing from God For those that believe in God and those that don't, if you want to get rid of your pain, but it's not about pain, because I have other stories that I can tell. We'd be here half the night. And I'll tell the other one at another time, unless you want to hear it. My most recent of recents.
Yes.
I just came back from Florida. My mother-in-law had a massive stroke, and she was in really bad shape when I showed up on the 13th of April. She was she was on a feeding tube. She didn't know what was connecting, that she wasn't connecting the dots. She couldn't walk. She could barely breathe. And of course, they'd never heard of these patches. I talked to the doctor, and he said, "Oh no, they'd never let you do that." So I put them on my hand. I put an X39, X49, and an Eon on the palm of my hand, and I just rubbed her hand and hit the acupuncture points that were on her arm and on her hands. And within 48 hours, the doctors couldn't even believe that she just turned around so quickly. They never expected it. It was pretty interesting what happened. And I didn't really think too much about it until I had more conversation with the medical staff, and they were saying, this is just really crazy that it happened that quick. And so, don't ever give up. There's always another way.
Yes.
I was pretty blessed. I felt very blessed about that.
Oh,
She's 92 years old. My
wow.
mother-in-law.
Wow.
So she got another lease on life. She's at home now. So yeah, she made it through it. Yeah.
Oh, praise God. Praise God. Well, I'm glad you were able to be there for her. Thank you. Thank you for that's a great idea. That's such a great idea.
Yeah. Because it's it passes. It will pass between you and who's ever around you. I heard that from somebody. So I go, well, I'm going to try this. Nobody else is doing anything except
I love it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Give it her drugs.
Yes, that's so true. And more drugs on top of that. Yes. So thank you for sharing. I'm so grateful.
Welcome.
All right. Well, those are our stories for tonight. And as you can see, it's such an incredible product. Now, do you have anybody have any questions that I could support you with? Anything at all? We good? Sherry, are you good? You have any questions for me? You just need to unmute on the lower left if anybody has any. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We do, like I said before the recording, that we do have a patch party on the 2nd and 4th Monday of every month, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's a bigger event and it's a different style. And our senior presidential director gives away a full sleeve of one of our patches. So you definitely want to join us for that, whether you're a customer or a guest. And if you like what you see, invite your friends. And then in order to get started, you can get back to the person that invited you. We have 2 ways to get started. You could be a customer, which you're simply using the products at a discounted price, or you could be a brand partner if you're like few of us on the Zoom that saw that there's a way to earn an income by blessing others and patching it forward. So we have that for you as well. So thanks again for joining us. And thank you, Debbie, for being my co-host and for all the amazing stories. I appreciate you all. Have a great night. Take care.
Oh, I know. Now I'm on.
Oh, Sherry, by the way, Sherry, you're the winner. I forgot the winner. You're the winner. Congratulations. And you just need to get, so Debbie got off the phone. I'm going to text Debbie. We need to get your address over to Debbie, and I will put that in the mail to you tomorrow. Okay.
Awesome. You know what? I was trying to figure out where I was, like how to get myself unmuted, and I figured it out.
Well, good. Let's talk.
Yeah. I was noticing, because I have a lot of inflammation. The one thing, I had gotten like a steroid shot on my left knee because I have a stick shift. I was doing Uber Eats. I was hurting like hell. But then they wanted to do it on my right knee. I'm like, I don't want to do anything on my right knee. I'm just going to I want to do this because I want to see how it works on my right knee, because I have rheumatoid. I don't know if it's rheumatoid, but they said it was mostly osteo. in my right knee, and that's been keeping me from doing any of my exercise. I love doing sports and stuff, and like playing racquetball. And my daughter gave me a licorice thing from her teacher thing to my mouth. It made me take it on, you know. I'm like, it's this big thing. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so I had the inflammation, and then my big thing is like I don't sleep well. Last night bad. I have not since I had started menopause at 37. I'm 62 now. Okay, is it going to haunt me to the end of my world? Because it's like it's just taking me down, and then I'll come across. But I've gotten through all the phases of menopause, but my sleep is horrible, you know, absolutely horrible. But I have arthritis. I have rheumatoid arthritis. Runs to my dad's side, really bad. I'm the only one that really has it. You know what? It was great. The sport today. I transport people to their doctor appointments, like, you know, disabilities and stuff like that. There's one lady I picked up today, which because I had a really bad day today, and my clients really helped me perk me back up again because I was just start bad. I gotta take that out of my mouth. It's not going anywhere. She was saying, like, I was telling her I'm 62, and she goes like, you don't look 62. I thought you were like in your, you know, late 40s or beginning 50s. I'm like, well, that's awfully sweet. Because you know, think about it. It's like I've always taken good care of my skin. I've always had, even when I was in my 20s, I always took good care of myself. And always made sure I had the proper moisturizers. I always did all that. I was really big about stressing. If stress bothered me, I figured out a different way about not letting it affect my life. And I'm looking at my brothers and sister, my brothers and my sister, and like thinking, man, I look better than they do. I'm like, maybe I just got the lucky part of it. But my daughter, she's 35. She don't look like she's 35. She looks like she's in her early 20s too. Maybe I got the better genes. But yeah, but my thing is like the sleep and the inflammation. And I've noticed that a lot. And that's my big issue with the arthritis. And I want to get myself back and losing my weight that I need to lose to get back into shape, to feel healthy again. And that's that's my biggest need on that, you know.
Yeah, so I would start with either X39 or do X39 and Eon together.
Okay.
Very, very powerful. And Debbie knows how to do that and how to get you started with that, because those are going to be two. So I'll text Debbie as well because she jumped off. But you could try X39 and then maybe next month add Eon with it, or you can do them both at the same time. They're both wonderful, wonderful patches.
That'd be so great. It was like, what's that?
They're wonderful patches, and they will definitely help you with everything that you're wanting. But give it time, because it might take some time. You might start feeling something right away, but give it time.
I have a friend, Jim Porter. He was using stem cells from somewhere. I don't know where he found it, but he's a band manager. That would be the person I would definitely address upon this, because I was thinking about that too when Debbie was telling me. I'm like, Jim would be the perfect candidate for me to address, because he's got arthritis real bad. He's a guitarist, and he's like the lead guitar in his band. And I've seen his hands just swollen and everything, but I guess whatever patches he was using aren't working for me anymore. So I think it's like, well, you need something different then. And when I heard about this, I think this would be super ideal for him.
Yes, you're going to think of many, many people that need this technology now that you get off of the Zoom. Yeah. So you can always share. We have a doctor's video called, it's Dr. Jen. Short video you can share with them. And we also, you can invite them to the next Zoom, which Debbie's very well connected to all of that. So okay. I will definitely have her reach back out to you. And I appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
I'm glad I was able to join it this time. Thank you.
Yeah, well, your day got better. You got a week's worth of X39 coming to you.
Awesome.
All right, take care. Have a blessed night, you guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.